Hi guys, welcome to my live. I, for some reason, have been doing this tutorial this whole time without even actually pushing record. Shame on me. I am so sorry. So we are going to back up a lot and we are going to start this whole live over again.
Do you want to grow your YouTube channel? Do you want to earn more views, more subscribers?
Here we go.
Or what?
Here we go. So let's go ahead and start over. Hi, my name is Tiffany Hansen. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am doing a live tutorial today, and again, I am still figuring this out and working through bugs, and apparently I just did 15 minutes of tutorial without hitting record. Wow, I feel embarrassed, but I'm so glad that you guys are all here, and thank you so much, Samantha, for saying something, because otherwise I literally would have finished the entire tutorial and then been like, what happened? Where is the tutorial? I don't understand. Wow, okay. Oh, well, thank you. Welcome, Samantha. Welcome, Laura. Good morning. So today's tutorial, what I am doing, I mean, honestly, that was probably a good thing because it allowed me a second to really just gather up my thoughts and present an even better tutorial for you. But what we are doing today is we're doing a live tutorial. How the live tutorial will go. I start by just focusing purely on the tutorial. So you can absolutely chat, ask me a question, say something positive, maybe chat amongst yourselves in the chat, and really build up the community and have just a great time being here. Thank you everyone for being here. I'm so sorry that I'm late. I'm so embarrassed about that. And then after I'm done with the tutorial, then I will say, okay, that is it. Now it's time for Q&A. And with the Q&A, you can have an opportunity to either ask me a question about the pattern directly, or you can ask me any other crochet related question, whether it be just a personal preference, or if you are stuck on a project, or if you're just curious, have a question about something, then perfect opportunity. I love having an opportunity to be live. I am here with you right now. I am present, and just being able to be engaged and be here. I'm here. So hi everybody. Welcome. You have my whole attention right now, and I'm so excited that you have joined this morning. Friday morning, 10 a.m. I know some people, it's like, what? 10 a.m. on a Friday? How am I supposed to make that? But I appreciate you all for being here. So the project that we were making today, the reason I haven't advertised it much this week is because really it was one that it took a lot of thought. What do I want to do today? What project will make the most impact? What project will also be easy enough for me to accomplish and show you on a live tutorial, because I do everything, the whole tutorial live right there with you. So good morning everybody. Thank you everyone for showing up. Appreciate you so much. So if you don't know, or if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. I do so many awesome, fun, engaging things with my crochet tribe, with all of my subscribers, my followers, everyone that has joined my crochet journey. I do regular crochet tutorials, tips and tricks videos, giveaways, and I have started doing these live tutorials. Thank you everyone for being a part of it. It is just another way of just having a lot of fun and being here. And being a part of my channel, you get notified whenever I go live, or you get notified whenever I release a brand new video. So, or even a giveaway, and I am having so much fun with those. So make sure you're subscribed, that way you don't miss anything. Okay, so if you don't know already, in the chat you will see next to the actual chat part a little emoji and a little $sign rectangle. I am open to super chats and super stickers. So if you would like to contribute to my channel in any way, all proceeds do go back into my channel and help me with supplies and help me with, it all goes back to the channel. So it just helps me to create more and better tutorials for you. So if you would like to do that, that is great, but obviously not recommended. If you want my attention, if you have a question and I'm missing it or I'm not getting to it, if you put a little sticker, it definitely helps my attention divert to it, because I do get a little scattered sometimes, and I want to make sure that I am here for you. But I will, at the Q&A session, I will go through each question and make sure that I try to hit up everything for you guys. So the tutorial that we're doing today, I am making a coffee cup cozy. I had a follower reach out to me. They emailed me and said, Tiffany, I made this pattern and it's for a cup cozy, and I would be honored if you would do a live demonstration on your channel. Now I get approached a lot. People will ask me to do their patterns or ask me to do a specific pattern that they're trying to figure out, and I just, oh, thank you so much, Trisha. Mwah. I appreciate you so incredibly much. Thank you very much for the super sticker. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. So the reason why I picked Bethan Garish's pattern is because her cup cozy came at the perfect time. Father's Day is right around the corner. And I don't know about you, but my dad is really difficult to buy for. And so a lot of the time I will just make something for him because it's heartfelt, it's sentimental, and it means more. And with all of us crocheters, that is one thing that we definitely have in the bag. We have the ability to pull at heartstrings and make sentimental things that we made with our own two hands. And so it means so much more than just going and buying something. So I'm going to show you how to make Bethan's cup cozy. And then I am going to show you how you can level it up and make it even more personal, because those are the best gifts. The best gifts are the personalized gifts. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into the materials that we're going to need in order to make this particular cup cozy. All right, so my materials are a little all over the place because I had already done the materials section before, but it's all good. Here we go. So the materials that you're going to want are a size 3 or a size 4 weight yarn. So I'm talking size 3 would be DK or lightweight yarn. A size 4 would be a medium Aran 1012 8 WPI or 1012 WPI. Yeah, WPI. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let me get to that screen. There we go. So that's the size yarn that you are going to want to use. You are going to want to err on a yarn that is easy to wash, okay? Because this cup cozy is most likely going to need to get washed at some point in time. So you want to make sure that you're not using a alpaca or a wool that is difficult to launder. You want to err on either like an acrylic, or even better would be a 100% cotton. 100% cotton can be a little bit less forgiving. There's less give in a lot of 100% cottons, but 100% cotton is absorbent. So if your cup or bottle or mug has condensation on it, the 100% cotton will absorb that, and it's also really easy to launder as well. So that's just a little tip right there. You're going to want a crochet hook, size K or 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. You're going to need a yarn needle, tapestry needle to weave in your ends. Optional is a row marker or stitch marker just to help you get from row to row. This pattern is worked in continuous rounds, so if you want to know where a row ends and begins, the row marker will be helpful. And a pair of scissors to help you cut your yarn at the end of the project. All right, let's go ahead and begin. So let me move my things out of the way. Okay, so you see two colors here. This pattern is worked with 2 different strands of yarn, okay? You can either use 2 of the exact same color yarn or 2 different colors for the person that you're making it for. So my husband is a New York Knicks fan, and the New York Knicks colors, basketball, NBA, are orange and blue. So I'm going to start with these 2 colors. You're crocheting the 2 strands at the same time. So again, if you're using the exact same color, you'll still want to use 2 strands at the exact same time. That's how this pattern is worked. And let me get to Here we go. Starting with a long enough tail for us to weave in our ends, create our slip knot, attach our crochet hook. Perfect. Now with the pattern, Bethan wants us to start by chaining 28 chains. So while I am chaining 28 chains, I am going to put up where you can find the pattern. There are two locations that are my go-to when it comes to finding patterns. I first will go to Pinterest if I'm looking for something very specific. And then if I can't find it there, I will go to Ravelry. And this pattern is on Ravelry. So if you have no idea what Ravelry is, or you've just never been there because you're new at crocheting, Ravelry is a really awesome place for people to go to get patterns, share patterns, sell patterns, create a little account like Pinterest, and it's kind of like a combination of Pinterest and Etsy. That's kind of how I would define Ravelry. If you have any Ravelry stories, or if you have any opinion on Ravelry, go ahead and throw it in the chat. Like, what do you think of Ravelry if you've been there? Or if you've never been to Ravelry before, put in the chat right now, I've never been to Ravelry. That would be really cool. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. Great. Your foundation row chain is where you can go to adjust the size of your cup cozy, okay? Because we're just going to end up slip stitching it in a circle or a ring. So here is where I want you to think of the person this is for. What do they usually drink from? Do they usually drink from a can, or a bottle, or a cup, or a mug, or do they drink coffee a lot? Are they a coffee drinker? So thinking like your favorite coffee location's cup size, okay? This is where you're going to want a snug fit over that particular cup. That way it's a good fit and it's not too loose. So it says 28 chains here, but really this is where you can adjust. The pattern is a 1-to-1 ratio, so however many stitches you have here, it's not going to affect any particular pattern here on out. Okay, looking at the pattern, let's go to row 1. So for row 1, it wants us to chain 1 and then slip stitch into the very first chain that we started with. So honestly, there are a total of 29 chains now. Slip stitch. Chain 1. Half double crochet in the same stitch that we just slip stitched into. Perfect. And then make 1 half double crochet in each chain all the way around. You should end with a total of 29 half double crochet stitches. So let's go ahead and get through this together. Thank you everybody for joining the chat. If you are just getting in here, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. Let me see. Oh, Cheryl. Okay, pause. Mwah! Thank you so much, Cheryl, for the super chat. You are amazing. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. So if you are just getting in on this, I am in the middle of this tutorial. If you have any questions at all, please put the questions in the chat and I will get to them as soon as this tutorial is all done. I will do the Q&A session where you can just ask me any crochet related questions and I will answer it to the best of my ability. If you stump me, I will tell you, you stumped me. I don't know, but I will figure it out for you. All right. Oh, awesome. I have some people mentioning their Ravelry experience. If you have any other place that you really like to go to for crochet patterns, put it in the chat or put it in the comment section below. I think any brand new crocheter would really benefit from this information. I have been crocheting for a very long time, and I am always discovering new websites and new resources to find patterns and find anything crochet related, whether it be tools or kits or groups or just anything. Where's your go-to place to go? All right. I'm sorry, I am like totally off screen. I'm going to keep checking on that. I want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. All I'm doing right now are half double crochet stitches. One half double crochet stitch in each chain. All right, I'm coming to the end. Okay, so last chain here. Perfect. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into the top of the very first half double crochet to close off row 1 or round 1. Okay, let's give me some more slack here. If you would like, you can absolutely at this point pull out your row marker and place it in that same stitch that you just slip stitched into. Or I'm going to find the slip stitch and I'm going to insert it into my slip stitch. That will indicate the end and beginning of the row. All right. Okay, starting with row 2. Let me grab the row 2 instructions. Starting with row 2, we start to work in continuous rounds. From here on out, we do not slip stitch and then chain to get to the next row. We're just going to keep going round and round and round. In the pattern, it says not to chain here. I'm going to deviate a little bit. Hope you can forgive me, Bethan. For this second row, just because it starts on such a flat starting point, I'm going to give myself 1 chain. Okay? And then I'm going to half double crochet in the exact same chain that I just slip stitched into. And then continue on. And all I am doing is making 1 half double crochet stitch in each stitch all the way around. That's it. The combination of the 2 yarns together, work slowly with the stitches. It will be very easy to drop one of those yarns in one of the stitches. I've made a couple of these just to practice, and at the end of one of them, I went back and I looked at my work and there was just one little loop like sticking out randomly on the inside of the work, and I'm like, what? No! I was like, no! I dropped a loop somehow. So go slow, take your time. These work up really fast. Quiet section. Some people said they like the quiet. They like to just watch crochet. It's peaceful. All right. Let me at least get to the end of this row. This is the one thing about being live and doing a tutorial. I have to get to the next step. Oop. There we go. Okay, using my whisper voice. All right, we have just reached our row marker little icon thing. You could either use the row marker, or honestly, you could just use, I would have used my tails to tell me, oh, there's the beginning and end of the row. But if you would like to know the exact place where you began and ended a row, you can use your row marker. So I'm going to remove the row marker here. This was my slip stitch. This was not an actual stitch, so I'm not going to put anything in there, okay? If I were to put any stitch in here, then I would add a stitch, and then I would be left with 30 half double crochets, and my coffee cup or cup cozy would start angling this direction. We don't want that, okay? So that was where I slip stitched. Here's my chain 1. I want to make my next stitch to work in the continuous round above the next half double crochet stitch. Okay, so working that half double crochet stitch right there. Perfect. And then if you would like to use the row marker, you can put it right there on top of that first half double crochet stitch, and there's your indicator. Okay, and then you work your way around. Now you're going to repeat what we just did. Actually, let me go ahead and make my way all the way around, and then I'll show you how it evens out, and then I'll show you how to close it off. Okay, how you guys doing? Let me take a peek over at the chat. Oh my gosh, hold on, pause. Charlene, you are amazing. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate it so much. Thank you for supporting my channel. All right. I know I mentioned this once before, but going through these quiet times, it like makes me nervous, like it bores you. I don't want to bore you. Thought about putting music in here. People told me, no, don't do it. Oh, I see some questions already. Perfect. Keep asking your questions. I will get to them as soon as this tutorial is done, and I can really focus on you and focus on the question and give you the best answer, because I want to say that I can do multiple things at the same time, but it's not true. My husband will tell you that. I give my all in whatever I am doing at that present moment. Okay, coming upon that row marker. Okay, great. So from here on out, here's my row marker. Move the row marker. Finding the very first stitch right here, it's not a slip stitch, it was the top of that half double crochet. So we just dive right into making a half double crochet stitch and continuing making one half double crochet stitch in each stitch all the way around. So if you want to, you can still use your row marker. I am going to continue using my tails, and the more you go on, the more it just closes, making this seamless, so that way you don't have this very identifiable seam going up the side of it. It really just camouflages, blends it all together, and so you cannot see a seam, and it looks like just a continuous ring all the way around. All right, so in the pattern from Bethan, she has us continue doing this continuous half double crochet stitch all the way around through the end of row 6 or round 6. All right, so you would just continue doing this over and over and over, one half double crochet in each stitch all the way around until you reach row 6, round 6. When you get to round 6, what you'll do, so we're going to pretend here, we're pretending that this is round 6, last stitch of round 6, okay? And then in the next stitch, we're going to slip stitch. Slip stitch, and what that does by slip stitching is it flattens it together and makes it look like a flat ring instead of having an abrupt stop and then tie off. Does that make sense? All right, so that's how you will end your coffee cup or cup cozy, mug cozy, bottle cozy, whatever kind of cozy you want to make. All right, so here are my suggestions on how to personalize this even more. Okay, so back to me. Let's get rid of this. There we go. Okay, so ideas for this cup cozy. The reason why it would make a great Father's Day gift, how we can make it more personal, sentimental, and really mean more to the person we give it to. How I've done it in the past is I will add a patch to the front of the mug cozy, cup cozy. Okay, so crochet the cozy in the colors or the theme that the person loves most. So for me, in this example here, there we go. My husband is a huge New York Knicks NBA basketball fan. These colors, the orange and the blue, are their team colors. Okay, so what I would do next after I'm done with this cozy is I would take a patch and I would sew it to the front. You can find these patches on Amazon. You can find them on the internet if you just Google patch. Here, I have some examples for you. So if your person of interest that you're making this for loves football, loves basketball, loves baseball, loves hockey, loves any particular sport, race cars, oh my gosh, just if they're into something, that is a great idea. You purchase this patch, crochet using colors that match the team, and then the patch itself just instantly, boom, personalized. Oh my gosh, you just made this for me and I love that team. I love it. Okay, so there's also idea. I did this for my dad and my brother-in-law. So my dad and my brother-in-law are car guys, and my dad is a huge Ford fan. He loves Fords, and my brother-in-law loves Chevys or Chevrolets. And so I made them cup cozies because their favorite thing to do is go to car shows in the summer and drink soda in a can. And so I just made them little soda can cozies with the patch on the front so that they would just be like this rivalry. Like, I got mine, you got yours. And that was a lot of fun. And of course, also really popular right now are the superheroes. Superheroes are really big. People identify with a specific superhero, right? They like one or the other. There's someone that they just seem to really connect with. So this is a way to, I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it yet, you should definitely see it. I made a tutorial on things that sell best for fall and winter. Crochet that sells best for fall and winter. And I said you need to find a spark. You need to find somebody's thing, right? Because if you can find their thing, then whatever you make for them, it doesn't matter what you make for them. Whatever you make for them, they're instantly going to love it because you thought of something personal for them, okay? And so in this cup cozy, it's super fast. It's super easy. And it is a great idea for a Father's Day gift, and Father's Day is right around the corner. So I thought that would be a really fun thing to share with you. Just an idea. All right, so the tutorial itself is complete, and I am ready for your Q&A, ready to just spend some time with you and read through, answer questions. So please forgive me at this present moment. I am still doing this myself, so you will have to watch a little bit of me reading, and I hope that's okay. I'm sorry. I know somebody mentioned a little while ago about me finding a monitor, which is somebody that will read my comments for me and pluck out the questions and have them prepared for me, so that way I can just boom, 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 boom. Today is my kid's last day of school. It's also my daughter's birthday. Happy birthday, Cadence. She's turning 13 today. I have a teenager officially. She's amazing though. Happy birthday, baby. Okay, so looking through your questions, what is your favorite project to crochet? My favorite project to crochet, I go back and forth because I don't know if you can relate. If you can absolutely relate, join me in the chat and mention it, but I like to have multiple projects going at the same time. That's just personally me, because I will wear myself out, or I will get bored with a project and I will need another project to feed my crochet creative need, but will also keep me inspired. So I love to have a blanket going at all times, and just because they're so repetitive and they can be really calming and just beautiful, but after a while they get boring. And so I love to make stuffed animals. I think making stuffed animals or amigurumi is so much fun because it's a toy. You can play with it, and it's almost like you're bringing something to life. You're giving it a personality. You're giving it you're basically creating something to love, right? Especially if you give it to a child and then, oh my gosh, I'm going to like play with it and do this with it and do that with it, and it's just so heartfelt. And I love creating anything that can bring joy. So, and I think stuffed animals, amigurumis, do just that. Okay. Thank you all for being here. Good morning, everybody. Getting the full my face like right there. Here, let me see if I can move you. There we go. Nope, I want. There we go. Okay. Oh. Thank you, Miss Pinto, for making it. She said that she was in between classes and just wanted to stop in and say hi. So thank you for making it. Oh, amazing. I love when people from around the world can make it to the chat. It really makes me feel so connected to people. Like, this is a small world. Like, right here I have Coffee Owl from Finland. Welcome. I think that is just so cool. I would love to travel. It's one of the things that I really want to do on my bucket list is I want to see the world. Can you do some projects with the half double crochet stitch? That's the only one I can remember how to do. Perfect. Hope, faith. This was the perfect project for you. Holy cow. And I didn't even read that before I started the tutorial. This is perfect. So cool. Okay, so someone asked about Ravelry. Ravelry is an online site, so you would go to www.ravelry.com. There is an app that you can use, but you have to buy the app, which I thought was really weird. I didn't understand why you had to buy the app. So I did not buy the app. I was like, I'm just going to go loophole and go to the internet and do www.ravelry.com. And so that's what I do every time. If you've never been to Ravelry, it's worth a peek. it will look different. So what I do, because they separate crochet and knitting. So when you go to the site, I don't know if you have to create an account or not, but it's basically like Pinterest. So they don't charge you. It's just they really want to keep everything safe and secure in there. And so I will select crochet, and then I will go to patterns and search, and then I will type in the search bar what I'm looking for. And they have everything from crochet patterns that you can buy and crochet patterns that are absolutely free. So, and they're all from, or I believe they are all from just people from home, not companies. It's just people that love to create. I did a cozy, but I never did it with 2 yarns. Okay. I think the 2 yarn thing, so why use 2 yarns? I think the 2 yarn thing is because if you have 2 yarns, it makes it extra cushy, extra like squishy. It's almost like just using a bulky or super bulky yarn. You could do the same thing. Ultimately, is just to use 1 strand of a bulky or super bulky yarn to create this cup cozy, because really that's what we are accomplishing by putting 2 yarns together, is just creating a thicker material, right? So I think that's what Bethan was getting at. Another thing that's really cool is if you use 2 different strands of yarn, you can play with color. And I know that I mentioned sports teams and superheroes and cars, and that was mainly just for the Father's Day thing, to attach those themes. But you can absolutely make this girly. Like I made, when I was just playing around, I made a pink and purple one. And the 2 colors together, it almost creates, it looks like some completely different pattern. So you used the half double crochet stitch, which is extremely simple, beginner friendly, but it doesn't look it. It looks more complicated. So it's a way to trick people into thinking that you're like some super crocheter. It's little tricks. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming. From India, I love it. I even love South Carolina. Welcome, love Janie. Welcome. My own back door. Do you ever use yarn bowls? Actually, yes, I do. A lot. Okay, so this is why you watch lives. This is embarrassing. Forgive my mess, but okay, so here is behind the camera. And let me loosen up this stick. Okay, so this is behind the scenes here. I have a yarn bowl right here that I'm currently using. It has another project in there because I really do have too many projects working at the same time, but my brain just needs a lot of stimulation. Where else? Oh, hold up. So this isn't particularly, this isn't necessarily a yarn bowl. Well, here we go. And hopefully I'm not making you sick. Okay. When I was in college, I took a pottery class, and this was one of the things that I made. And it's already cracked and stuff. It's old, but I love pottery. I think pottery is gorgeous. It's my second favorite thing to yarn, probably, to go look at in the store, is first yarn and then pottery. I think it's so pretty, and again, it's another handmade item type deal. But yeah, I will use this. I will throw yarn in here, and then it just kind of rolls around in there. I also have bags. have specific bags to that have the little holes in the top that I thread yarn through, and we'll work through that. I don't favor those too much because I find that if I have a bunch of yarn in there, especially if I roll them into balls because they're old or leftover yarn, then the balls will like tangle up in the bag and I end up with just a mess. So it would be great. I want to come up with a bag, or if you've seen this, tell me, let me know. Have you seen a bag that has the holes for yarn, but individual compartments so that way they don't like mix with each other? I think I've seen one before. I can't recall. That would be awesome. If they don't have one, I might try to make one. Just because that would be a great bag for a yarn lover. Love your stash behind you. Thank you so much. So little hint. So this right here is kind of my staged yarn. So I still use it. I have holes where I'm in the middle of a project and I've resupplied in certain areas. But I try to keep this to look pretty because it's my backdrop in all my videos. But if you were to look in my closet, which I've done a video tutorial of that. Oh, I think that's on my Instagram and Facebook. So if you're not on my Instagram or Facebook, check me out there. I did a whole tour of my, can't speak right now, of my closet area, and that usually is my catch-all area where I have all of my remnants, all my leftover yarn, and also some other yarn that's inspired me but doesn't make it to the example pretty demo wall. Okay. Oh, thank you for wishing Cadence a happy birthday. It's totally up to you. I'm not going to ask you to do it, but if you want to wish Cadence a happy birthday, that would be cool. Sweet 13. 13. It's spelled Kadence. I tried not to be too crazy. Do you know any Tunisian stitches? Do you know any Tunisian interchangeable hooks? That is good. I want to play with Tunisian. I haven't yet, but I do have hooks. Let me show you what I got. So I bought they're crochet hooks, but they're like, there we go, crazy long. And I know that there are some Tunisian hooks that, do these come off? This does not come off, but they look like knitting needles in the sense that they have the long little wire hanging off the end here, so you can make a blanket. Keep going, but that's what I have right now. And you could just use this as a regular crochet hook, though it'd be really long at the end. But that's the only thing that I can think of, and I got these on Amazon. So if that helps you, if that's answering your question. Do you have any tutorials or patterns using crochet threads? That's a great question. I do not currently, though I do have a whole bunch of crochet thread. I used to, when I lived in Oregon, I went to this church, and these women found out that I crocheted, and they donated a bunch of yarn to me, and this one woman donated 9 of these little yarn thread balls, and a pattern for bookmarks to use with it. A whole book, which was really fun, really cool. But I haven't played with it yet because it's so thin, it's so tiny. But I do have the material, so I might play with it. I might play with it. Give me a reason to play with it. What do you want? What do you want to make? What do you want to make? All right. What do you suggest to do to correct the first few rounds of a magic ring from tinting up a little bit? What do you suggest to do to connect the first few rounds of a magic ring? Jenny, I'm not sure what you're asking. To connect the first few rounds of, oh! Okay, Jenny, so I'm going to tell you what I think this question is asking, and if I'm answering it wrong from what you're asking, if you actually had a different question, reword the question and post it in the chat. But what I think you're saying is making a magic ring. Okay, the magic ring is when you're making a circle. Instead of, so a magic ring is when you're making a circle and you make your stitches in the circle, and at the very end of this row 1, you just pull the leftover tail and it tightens all of the stitches together so that center circle is really tight. But you're mentioning from tinting up a little bit. I don't often use magic circles because I don't always like magic circles. Some people love them, and so do what you love, you know, whatever works best for you. But I prefer the chain 2 method. And that's where I will chain 2 and then work all of my stitches in the first chain. And I treat that first chain as if it was the center of a magic ring. But I don't need to tighten anything up anymore. It's just there. So I suggest maybe trying the chain 2 method and seeing how that works for you. If you would like some examples of the chain 2 method, literally watch any of my videos that the simple or the easy beanies, the basic beanies. I use this method. Any stuffed animal or toy, I use this method. In the how to make a ball video that I made, I use the chain 2 method. Give it a try. See if it works for you. Otherwise, maybe don't put so many stitches into your magic ring, or just don't tighten it all the way. I mean, give that a try. If that's not answering your question, go ahead and reword that question for me. But that's kind of my my input on that. Oh, Andrea or Andrea. I've seen it pronounced both ways. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Cool. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for supporting my channel. I don't download anything because I'm using my cell phone. Sorry. No worries. Don't even worry about it. You can get everything without having to download it. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you want to go and why? 2 places that I've wanted to travel really, really bad. One is Australia. It's my bucket list. I actually said I wanted to go there before I turned 30, and that didn't happen. But it's just expensive to get there because I live, well, at the time I lived in Oregon in the United States, and the flight just to get to Australia is a couple $1,000s. And so it was just like, oh, dang it, that's going to be something I have to really save up for. But I really want to go to Australia, and it's just so different. It's different and it's not different. So I don't think there'd be a culture shock where I would feel uncomfortable and completely out of my element, but I'd still love to experience seeing a kangaroo and a wallaby, and seeing all of their native animals and their deserts, and just saying I went there too. That's really cool. The other place I really want to travel is Egypt. And I don't know what it is. No idea. I want to see the pyramids, and I just have these visions of all the yellow, the gold color, and the camels. And I think I just really want to experience other cultures and experience other ways of living and being, and then come home to where I feel comfortable. But yeah, those are two places I really want to go. Spruce Craft is a good pattern website. Free. Awesome. Okay. Shout out to Spruce Craft. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bear with me as I'm reading through some questions. Oh, Life in Stitches. Do you have me on multiple devices right now? You're cute. Thank you so much. It looks too big for a can of pop. Can you demonstrate? This particular pattern was too big for a can. I did actually find a can and I used it. And so it's an easy adjustment. This pattern, here, let me go to it. It's a real easy adjustment. When you are creating your foundation row chain, before you connect that first slip stitch to close the circle, I would take the can or the bottle or the cup or the mug or whatever you are using, and I would take it and then I would put this around it and see if it fits. If it's too big, just take out a few chains. It's not a big deal. It doesn't even matter how many chains you take out because there's no stitch count requirement. Just make sure that it has a nice snug fit where it can come off and go back on. Okay? If you need to add any, which I don't think you'll need to, but if you need to add any, just add some more chains before you slip stitch to connect here. Okay? So this is a pattern that is completely moldable, changeable. I'm drawing a blank on the exact word of it, but you can change it. You can make this whatever you need it to be. So, yeah. I don't know an exact number. I didn't play around with different sizes, but it's one that you can easily find out yourself. Hello from Oregon. Hi, Kelly. Whoop, whoop, Oregon. Never heard of a bag with separate balls of yarn. Would be nice. Hey. I got one comment on the bag idea. Let's see. Now, seriously, if you have seen this bag, know of this bag, with little holes for you to pull yarn out, but it has individual sections for your yarn so they don't twist amongst each other, let me know. If nobody can figure it out, find it out. Don't steal my idea. I want to try to figure it out. Okay. Joanne's has the bag with yarn with holes in top. So yeah, there are those. Pottery is gorgeous. Great idea for regular bowl. Good. I'm glad that I could throw that idea out for you. Saw Tunisian interchangeable hooks. Top unscrews. Interesting. Tunisian crochet hooks where the top unscrews so you can just use it as a regular crochet hook. That's interesting. Be worth looking into if you are really into the Tunisian crochet stitch, but don't just do Tunisian, you also do regular crochet at the same time. Having it interchangeable would be very nice. Oh, Trisha, thank you for mentioning you like doilies, tablecloths, and curtains with thread. Girl, you're gonna be working on that project for at least a year. Oh my goodness. The doily is not a year, but still, when I think doily, I think delicate and intricate and large. Like, like that. What I would suggest for a doily is doing any circular motifs. There are so many out there that they don't call for thread yarn, but you can always make it with thread yarn and just adjust your crochet hook size. And if you don't know how to adjust your crochet hook size, then I did make a video on what crochet hook size to use with your yarn to help you out with that. But and really honestly, if you're struggling to find patterns to make with thread yarn, you can use any pattern. You really can. You just need to adjust all the sizes, because just use a size crochet hook that the yarn itself calls for, and then follow the pattern. You just won't be able to use the dimensions, because the dimensions will be very specific to that size yarn and crochet hook, if that makes any sense. But that should be very helpful for you. That way you don't feel stuck. Because I will not be able to walk you through some of those massive projects, at least on YouTube. But they're beautiful. I think crocheted curtains and tablecloths are gorgeous. They're those projects that are heirlooms, and you don't ever get rid of those. you pass those down. Like, I worked forever on this. Oh, okay. Life in Stitches has the interchangeable clover set. So get with her. Ask her. I saw them used on Amazon for around $4. Okay, they are a little pricey, but if that's where your passion is, then go for it. Oh, the fiber type. Okay, so Love Janie mentioned with the magic ring, the issue with the waving and it being a fiber, and that is absolutely possible. Bookmarks. Okay. A unicorn bookmark. I'll write that down. When I can get to it is the question. I love you guys. You keep me busy. I have such a long list of things that I want to make with you. With you. Not for you. With you. Thank you for watching my videos, guys. That's so cool. I appreciate the support, and I'm glad that you like my videos. I love when you guys talk to each other too. Again, community. Community. Best way to size anything like I can. Yep, exactly. Thank you, Lachelle. The best way to size anything is to make a chain around it. That's so true. Don't worry, PJ, I was late to the show too. Oh my gosh. Oh, cool. You got a bag with adjustable pockets and hooks on top? That's cool. You took a piece of plastic canvas and sewed it on your bag to keep it from tangling. Brilliant. Brilliant. See, you know the issues with yarn tangling up in there. You solved it. Kudos. Oh, Trisha, you're currently making curtains out of worsted weight yarn? You're going to have to show me pictures. You will. So I have a Facebook group, a private Facebook group called I'm Hooked for Hope. I kept the name from when my channel was called Hooked for Hope. And if you're not joined on there already, it's easy. You just ask to join. I haven't been on there in a while. So if you already asked and I haven't I haven't said yes, you can join yet. I'll get on there today. But it's a great place for everyone to share pictures of things they're working on or things they've made and ask questions, and more community driven. It's just very community driven. It's also a great place for you to show me things that you've made, and it's just it makes it easy for you to share pictures, and I love it. I love it so much. Oh, earrings. Using the thread yarn for earrings. I like it. I haven't made earrings yet either, but there's so much you can do with crochet. It's fascinating. It's so cool. And honestly, you could be crocheting forever and never get through everything. I mean, even my Pinterest board I have a love-hate relationship with Pinterest because I have like 3,000 pinned crochet things that I have on there, on top of all the mini books that I make and the patterns that I make myself, and then all that you can do with crochet. It is so cool. Okay, so I have reached the bottom of my list. You guys, you're awesome. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you so much for being a part of this live. You've been amazing, and I really appreciate you. Again, I do live tutorials and Q&As the third Friday of every month. So if you missed this, or if you have other questions in the future, or if you just enjoy spending time with me and enjoy just hanging out and chilling and crocheting and I don't know, learning something new either from the tutorial or from the Q&A, then I would love to see you next month with the next live. And thank you for supporting me. Everybody that did a super chat or super sticker, thank you so incredibly much. It just helps support my channel, and it just means so much for you to support me. So, gosh, oh, I said all these closing things, and all of a sudden a bunch of people like typed something. Okay, hold on. I have a project bag that has 4 compartments and holes on the top. You'll put grocery bags. Not the handle. Yeah. The grocery bag part, yeah. To divide up the yarn, but you still have the holes up the top. So, but we gotta have the dividers. You want like the really nice like fabric like dividers, you know? Find tutorials out there for the absolute intermediate beginner. Kathy, you're right. It is one of those things where a lot of the tutorials that we put out on YouTube are absolute beginner based or easy tutorials. I think it's because we assume that the people that need the most help are the beginners that need the visual. But it is absolutely true that there are many of you, especially on my channel, that you're intermediate level. You're good at crocheting. You're good at what you do. You just need a visual to help get you started, or to get you past a certain part, or maybe the pattern just doesn't make sense. Just straight up, like how they word it, it's like, what? I don't, what are they trying to say here? I need to look this up on YouTube and see how they got past it, you know? And I mean, it's very true. So there are a couple of my tutorials out there that are definitely intermediate based, and I'll say that, like, hey, you know, if you're a beginner, I mean, you can absolutely watch this video, but, you know, just understand that you might need to practice a little more before you get here. But I have some great project working, so I do have something behind the scenes, and it's taking longer to come to fruition than I anticipated, but I want it to be perfect before I present it to you guys. But it'll be a great place for my intermediate people to go and check that out. But it's still in development. So I can't say too much because I don't want to promise anything. But yeah, so let me just keep communicating with me. If I don't hear back from you, or if I don't respond to your comment or question or request on YouTube, I do have all of my other contacts that you can reach me at, whether it be my Instagram, my Facebook, even emailing me. Emailing me is a good way. I get busy, I do, but it gives me ideas, and I do have a lot of ideas, a lot of tutorials that I'm sure some of you are like, Tiffany, I asked you if you could make this for me like a year ago, and I still haven't gotten to it. And it's timing, right? It's timing, and depending on projects too, how long it takes for me to make the demo. But hang in there, you intermediate, amazing crocheters, you. Yeah, hang in there. If you have anything necessarily, a quick tutorial that's smaller that I can work through with you, that's a lot easier for me to do than saying, hey Tiffany, there's this ginormous project that I really want to do. Can you make a tutorial for it? And I'm like, I wish I could, but I can't. Okay. Oh, Leslie, yeah, get to sleep, babe. It's 2 a.m. your time. Thank you for joining, though. Thank you so much for participating. Yeah. Again, all over the world, you guys watch, and it's so amazing, and different time zones. Like, for me, it's 11:20. For you, it's 2 a.m. Okay. All right. I'm going to call it. I'll call it for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time and you being here with me. This was awesome. This was so much fun. I love this. I will see you next Friday with a new tutorial. I will see you next month with a new mystery box and a new live, third Friday, 10 a.m. See you then.